Welcome back, Muse Makers. Today we're going to be teaching you how to do this very pretty floral painting. Here are my colors. I'm using yellow, green, blue, black, and white. Now I'm going to be using a full array of brushes, but main thing is you want to have at least one type of square flat brush. I'm using two different types. You want to have a medium brush. I have this nice kind of finger-shaped round flat brush. And then you also want to make sure you have at least one pointy small brush for all of the fine details. Now the first step of our painting is of course our background. We're going to be taking our large flat brush in our blue paint and flicking down some blue paint in the top third of our canvas. Filling it all up with that blue, I'm focusing on vertical brush strokes. Not working from side to side, but from top to bottom. Flicking it in, flicking it in. Then we're going to be mixing up a lighter blue with a scoop of blue and a scoop of white. We're going to mix those together and we're going to be filling up the middle third of our canvas. Once you've filled up that section, I like to turn my canvas to the side. I find it easier. We're going to do long brush strokes in between the dark blue and the light blue to make them blend together, to have streaks of each color going into the other. Now for the bottom third, we're going to mix up a green with a little bit of white. Go ahead and fill up that bottom third, and a small touch of green. And you're going to blend the green into the light blue the same way we did the light blue into the dark blue. Now we're going to add some gradients into our grass area, so adding a tiny bit of black into the lime green I have, and throwing some streaks of that throughout the green section in our canvas. We're also going to grab a touch of white and throw that into the green mix and add some streaks of that as well. Now it's time to get messy. We're going to take our small brush, get a little bit of white paint, and add a ton of water. You basically want to have a nice little pond, a little lake of white that is a milk-like consistency on your plate. Then we're simply going to take that paint and flick it down by tapping on the top of our brush. Once this step of our painting is done, we're going to be taking a quick dry break before we add the flowers. And once your painting is dry, we're going to be taking the back handle of our small brush in white paint to locate where we want our flowers to be. Just poke the white paint and poke your canvas. It is that simple. Now to get the flower petals, we're going to take the brush side of our small brush in white paint. We're going to start on the tip of our petal and pull it towards the center of our flower, or those dots that we created before. We basically want our petals to fan out like sun rays. Now, to avoid our flowers from looking like they are floating, we're going to take a small pointy brush in black paint to draw all of our stems. Keep very light pressure on your brush so these stay nice and thin. Next, we're going to be adding a yellow center to our flowers, taking the handle of our small brush in yellow paint, and just going to poke it in the paint and poke the center of our flowers. Now we want to give a slight shadow to those dots we just made, so taking the brush side in black, going to draw a U shape underneath of those dots we just created. And the last step of our painting is to add some highlights to our stems. With our small brush in white paint, we're just going to draw little white highlights along the sides of our stems. It doesn't have to be all of them. It could be a few. It could be all of them. Some could be on the left side. Some could be on the right side. Add as many of these highlights as you wish. Now, since that is the last step, don't forget to sign your painting once you are finished. In case you sell it for millions on eBay, someone wants to take the credit, am I right? But we would also love to see what you're painting at home. Feel free to post them on social media. Just don't forget to tag us at muse_paintbar so we can check them out. We'd love to see. Now, if you love this tutorial and want to see more from our channel, make sure you like and subscribe. We have so many other videos to see and so many other tutorials to learn. And with that, don't forget to always paint outside the lines.